High in the snowy mountains, where winter winds curled around the cliffs like frosty ribbons, there lived a grouch. Not an ordinary grouch, but one who carried a cold, icy cloud around his heart all year long. Far below him, nestled in a cozy valley, was a cheerful town that glowed like a lantern in the night, especially at Christmas time.
Let's see if this works.
The people of that town loved Christmas more than any other season. They decorated their homes with twinkling lights, sang carols in the streets, baked cookies that filled the air with cinnamon and joy, and shared kindness freely. Like snowflakes drifting from the sky, Christmas to them wasn't just a day. It was a feeling, a warm, glowing, generous feeling that wrapped around the whole town. But the grouch on the mountain did not share that feeling. He watched the town each year as Christmas approached, his eyes narrowing, his frown deepening. He saw the laughing children, neighbors helping each other hang wreaths, families gathering to share meals, stories, and love. And with every giggle, every sparkling light, something inside the grouch grew colder and tighter. "It's all nonsense," he muttered one December. "All this cheer, all this singing, all this joy. What's there to be so happy about? I must put a stop to it." You see, the grouch believed Christmas was nothing more than noise and unnecessary fuss. He never tried to understand why people celebrated. He only saw the decorations, the music, the gatherings, and believed if he removed those things, their joy would disappear too. So, on a chilly Christmas Eve, under a moon that shone silver on the snow, the grouch came up with a miserable plan. He disguised himself in a red coat and hat so no one would notice him. Then, silently, he tiptoed into the town while everyone slept. House to house he crept, taking stockings, presents, ribbons, and food, anything he thought made Christmas Christmas. Into his sacks went toys and trimmings, treats and treasures. By sunrise, he believed the town would wake up sad, disappointed, and defeated. Back up the mountain he climbed, panting, dragging the heavy sacks behind him. At the top, he looked proudly at what he had done. At last, he thought, the joy would be gone. But as dawn painted the sky pink and gold, a sound drifted up from the valley below, a sound that made the grouch freeze. It was singing, not crying, not complaining, not anger, but gentle, heartfelt, singing. The townspeople had gathered, hand in hand, their voices rising into the crisp morning air. They were smiling. They were grateful. They were still filled with the spirit of Christmas. The grouch blinked, confused. How could this be? He had taken the gifts, the decorations, the feast, yet the joy remained. As he listened, something unexpected stirred within him. Their song wasn't about what they lost. It was about what they still had, each other, love, togetherness, hope. For the first time in his life, the Grouch felt warmth, real warmth, spreading through his chest, as if the morning sun had melted a piece of the icy wall around his heart. He had always believed happiness came from things, sparkly, noisy, busy things. But now, he saw the truth. Christmas joy wasn't in the packages or ribbons. It lived in people, in the way they cared for one another. Had he been wrong all this time? Slowly, he turned to the stolen sacks. For the first time, he didn't feel proud. He felt regret. Regret for taking what wasn't his. Regret for not trying to understand the joy he saw from afar. Regret for missing out on it, year after year. With a deep breath, the Grouch made a choice. He picked up the sacks, this time not to steal, but to return them. The journey down felt different. The mountains seemed less cold, the snow less harsh. The load, somehow lighter. When he arrived, the townspeople were surprised, but not one scolded him. Instead, they welcomed him with kindness. They thanked him for returning what he took.
Thank you.
And then, to his astonishment, they invited him to join their Christmas celebration. He hesitated, unused to such warmth, but something inside encouraged him to step forward. Then another step, until he found himself among them. A cup of hot cocoa was placed in his hands. A child offered him a cookie. Someone said with a smile,
Christmas is happier when everyone is here.
in that moment, the Grouch finally understood. Christmas was not about the trimmings. It was about belonging. It was about opening your heart, and it was never too late to change. As he shared the meal, sang carols, and listened to stories by the fire, his heart grew fuller than it had ever felt. The warmth inside him grew brighter with every act of kindness shown to him, and every act he gave in return. By the end of the day, something remarkable happened. The town didn't just forgive the Grouch. They embraced him as one of their own. And the Grouch didn't just like Christmas now. He cherished it. He discovered that joy grows when shared, that hearts can heal when given a chance, and that someone who once shut the world out can learn to let the light in. From that Christmas onward, he no longer watched from the lonely mountain. He became part of the laughter, the music, the kindness flowing through the valley. He learned that the true meaning of Christmas could not be stolen, wrapped, or stored. It could only be felt, lived, and given. Because Christmas isn't made by what we receive, but by what we give and who we choose to become. As you finish this story, remember, a heart can change at any time. Yours, mine, anyone's. No matter where we've been or how long we've carried coldness or doubt, we can choose warmth today. The magic of Christmas begins not in our homes, but in our hearts, and the moment we let love in, the world around us shines a little brighter,